Hello and welcome back to another Final Table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and KalipokerTV poker replays, so you can go check out the action in some silence. With all that being said, let's hop on into it. We got a 1K PK, no it's not a PKO, just a 1K from the recent WCOOP. We got pads on the final table with this big ass stack, 110 blinds. We got Proud Flop, Tom Fox Poker, Bowie Effect with an ace and a queen. Got Foul First, Ivar, the Nerd Guy, and Yuya. Oh, and Greatness is sitting there with 45 blinds as well. So we got 50 grand for the victor. The other numbers there along the bottom don't really matter. We're just playing for first place. Ivar in the big blind with the king 4 will call. Sees a nice little 4. Backdoor flush draw, an over card. Checks it on over to Bowie with 2 overs. What do we do, Bowie? Backdoor nut flush draw, backdoor straight draw. We see a free 7 of clubs. Okay. Ivar picks up a flush draw. Bowie still with 2 overs. No draw comes in for him. Ivar bets 3 blinds and takes down the pot. Bowie could always come along to the river, I suppose. I do suppose Bowie could call, but they find the fold and we're moving along. Ace 6 for Tom Fox. Hopefully they don't rip from the hijack. The Nerd Guy with an ace and a king waiting patiently in the big might get a walk. Yeah, foul first on the button with 8-3 suited. We'll fold. Ivar with 3-7-0. I suppose could rip it all in. They do jam. Nerd Guy will have a call with 66%. Sweating 3 7s and 9s. Get an ace of diamonds on the river. Nerd Guy holds with the ace king. And then they get a couple of jakes. 9-9 for Proud Flop. We'll see them open it up. Nerd Guy might go for a small 3-bet. 22 blinds. What do we do, Nerd Guy? Could just pick an all-in sizing as well. Yuya in the big with the queen 10. Would like to see a call. We see the small 3-bet to 6 blinds. If I'm Proud Flop, I rip it all in. Proud Flop says let's call Jack 7-3 flop. I do like the play by Proud Flop to call instead of ripping it in. Nerd Guy bets super small here, flopping top set. Proud Flop with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor quad draw. Other than that, they're dead. King of spades on the turn will lock up the board for Nerd Guy. I don't think Proud Flop puts in any more pennies here. Nerd Guy bets 4.5 blinds. Proud Flop can escape danger now. Nice fold by Proud Flop. Nice pot for the Nerd Guy. Bring them up to 33 blinds. What do we got going on here? Not much. Ivar with a big stack and a jack and a 9. From the cutoff, we'll go for the open 8-6 for Greatness in the big. Do we just fold here? What do we do, Greatness? Greatness says no, we defend our big blind. King Queen 7 flop goes check, bet, small bet 1.5 blinds. Ivar with a straight draw to the 10. Greatness with the flush draw and 3 cards in a row. Goes for the check raise. We love to see it, and I think Ivar just lays this down. What a play by Greatness. Nice play. Get the jack out of fold. Pads in the big with a king and a 10. Sees not much in front of him. Greatness with an ace and a 4 in the small. Ace 2 for Yuya on the button, I suppose could raise, but they just lay it down. Greatness limps it on in. Pads might bump it up here. 3.5 blinds to go. And Greatness will play call. They could always go for a 3-bet, but they're more likely just to take it post flop with such a playable holding. King 5 2 flop, straight draw for greatness, top pair for pads. They bet about a third, a little bit more, closer to 40%. What does it matter? Queen on the turn. Greatness still has their straight draw, but they don't pick up a flush draw. Pads bets large and takes the pot. King King for Tom Fox. Ace 3 for foul first. Probably not going to 3-bet here. Tom goes for the min raise. Queen 8 for proud flop in the big. Do we just fold? It's only one blind to call, but this is a very strong opening range. Nice fold by proud flop. What's going on here? Not too much greatness with an ace and a 7 from the cutoff. Jack 10 for pads. Ivor with King 8 suited could go for the open. Nerd guy with 3s. The King 8 goes for the open, so 3s probably hit the muck. Jack 10 hits the muck. Although pads could go for a 3-bet and that would be fun. They actually play call. They've got so many chips and they say let's go to the frickin' flop here. Not afraid of Tom Fox in the big blind jamming. Jack 10 5 flop. 1 heart for Ivor. An overcard and backdoor straight draws. Checks it on over. Pads with top 2. Bets 1.6 blinds. Ivor getting a fair price to come along to the turn. They just lay it down instead. Pads will take this small pot. King King for Bowie. 9-9 for Yuya. Not the best happening for Yuya. Nerd guy probably not raising A7-0. Yuya will open up the 9s. 2.1 blinds. But our pads with the queen and the jack, they played call with Jack 10. They might be playing call here with Queen Jack. They've got so many chips, they say, yeah, we're playing call. King King for Bowie will go for the 3-bet and likely take it down pre. Yuya could always 4-bet jam, I suppose. I'm just thinking this 3-bet's going to be pretty large. 8.8 blinds, so not super large. I thought it was going to be like 10 blinds or more. 9 still hit the muck, and pads quickly folds as well. Queen Jack for Ivor, Ace 2 for Nerd Guy, both those hit the muck. Jack 8 for pads will open it on up. Looks like they're sitting in the hijack. Should get through pre. Nice little steal by pads. Ace and a king for pads. Not too much doing for anybody else. Looks like another a stealing opportunity, but Ivor in the big with the 5-4 suited will defend. 4-4 for Bowie effect. Proud flop thinking it through with Jack 3 suited, but they will lay it down. Bowie plays call. We see they've got 1 out to their set draw, but they're gonna have the best of it with the 4-4 for the time being. We'll see what the flop brings us, of course. 10-8-3. Backdoor straight flush draw for Ivor. 2 overs for pads with a backdoor straight draw. Bowie effect with the 4 still our best. Pads could bet and take the pot down. They bet large 6.5 blinds. Bowie quickly folds. Ivor is out of the way as well. And pads will get the pot. Ace 3 for Yuya hits the muck under the gun. 4-3 for pads is thinking about it, but they find the fold. Ace 8 for Bowie in the cutoff. Or raise to blinds and take it down pre. Boppity boo, boppity bee. Jack 7 for pads will lay it down. Really a bunch of bullshit holdings. Foul first with 9-8-0, the most playable. King 2 for Bowie. It's offsuit. All these holdings hit the muck. Ivor with the 4-7 suited on the button will raise and take it down. You could defend Jack 7, I suppose. But no, we want to preserve chips. Again, not much doing here. Yu with 9-7 suited. I think it'll fold it around to them. Greatness with 5-2 in the big. We'll see a limp and a check. No, Ivar races 10-5 suited from the cutoff. Taking the wide open. And I think it will get through pre-flop. Yeah, Greatness lays down the 5 high. Couple of aces for Greatness. Pads with an ace in the big blind. Yu with Jack 9 on the button will fold. Greatness limp it in. Nicely done by Greatness. Pads might raise it up. They don't. 8-6-6 flop. So Pads got the backdoor flush, or not flush draw, my apologies. Backdoor straight draw. They bet half pot. Nice slow play by Greatness. They call 5 on the turn. So a couple of straight draws get there, but Pads might want to protect their pair of 5s here and go for another bet. They say, no, we'll just go to the river for free. 10 of diamonds. If I'm Greatness, I bet large. Like 5 blinds. 4.9, something cute. 4.99. Oh no, it just goes check check. Greatness takes down a small pot with the aces. Ace king for foul first. A couple of 4s for proud flop. Ace queen for nerd guy. We'll see some action this time. Foul first goes for the min raise. Nerd guy might 3-bet super small. They could play call as well. Then proud flop will go to the flop with the set mine. Instead we see the 3-bet from nerd guy. Very small. And the question is, can they fold to the 4-bet jam? It is a weird spot. 9 more blinds to call into the pot of 30, and the ace queen does hit the muck. Nice play by a nerd guy. 10-8 for nerd guy. Jack 9 for Ivar. They're both suited. Ivar opens, nerd guy folds. Pads calls with the jack and the king on the button. We see a queen 8-5 flop. Little straight draw to the 10 for Ivar. Pads is still best with the king high. Bets 1.6 blinds. Ivar play call. Let's see a turn card. 10 of spades. No, it's the 3 of hearts, but we did see the turn. Now Pads doesn't have a great reason to bet again. But if they do, they'll take the pot down. Now Ivar's got the chance to bluff. 10 blinds in the middle. Bet like what? 3/4? 1.5 blinds. 1.5 blinds. A little block bet. And now does Pads just fold the king high? They do fold the king high. Nice steal by Ivar. 10 blinds slide Ivar's way. And they raise up the king 3 suited from early position. Pads calls with the 3s. We get a 10-9-5 flop. No club for Ivar. They'll check it over to Pads. Pocket pair who checks it back. Queen of clubs on the turn. Ivar picks up a straight draw to the jack. Do they bet and take the pot down? 4 blinds is the bet and the 3s hit the muck. Nice little steal again by Ivar. That's 2 pots in a row. Very nice. Proud flop with a couple of kings. Pads with an ace. We'll see a raise from the hijack. The cutoff. Proud flop will call. Playing 51 blinds deep with Pads. We get a king 6-2 flop. So things aren't going Pads' way, that's for sure. But they did find a way to lose the minimum against aces. With the ace 5. Ace 7-0 here. Picks up no equity really. Gets a free turn card. 8 of clubs. Pads checks again. Excuse me. Proud flop in the tank. We'll bet small. 2.5 blinds into 6.6. Now Pad says I've got ace high, and Pad says I don't really care. They swiftly fold. King Jack for nerd guy. Under the gun. Thinking about an open, but they will just lay it down. Ace 7 for Pads from early position. The low jack goes for the open. Queen 9 suited for Bowie effect folds the button. Ivar in the big with an 8-6-0. Can't let it go. Flops a pair of 8s. There's a straight draw to the 7 and a backdoor flush draw. Pads with that straight draw. Ace 7. Sees a 10-9-8 flop. Bets real small. Interesting stuff. Ivar might check raise. No, we get a 10 on the turn though. Very interesting sizing by Pads on the wet board. Then they go for the overbet on the turn. 12.5 blinds. 10 of diamonds. 8.5 blinds in the middle. Interesting pot here. If Ivar calls, no, they do lay it down. I was going to say they're in Pads' head. But they do lay down the 8-6. Pair in the straight draw. Lets it go. Queen 8 suited for Pads will open it on up. What's going on here? Tom Fox poker with 6.5 blinds with the king and the jack will find the fold. Nerd guy with 7-2 in the big will fold as well. Pads gets one through. King 9 for Pads. King 10 suited for foul first. In the cutoff, Pads goes for the open. Now foul first could go for a small 3-bet. They just swiftly fold. Pads gets it through pre again. Bowie effect with Jack 5 suited. Not gonna play that. Off 40 blinds. Just a bunch of bullshit. And Greatness gets a walk with 10-3-0. Ace king for proud flop under the gun will raise. Nerd guy with a king and a queen in the cutoff. Just lets it go swiftly. Greatness with a king and a 10 in the small blind will let it go, I think. Pads with 10-2 in the big will fold. No action for the ace king. Another strong holding for proud flop in the big blind. Queen queen. Folds around to Greatness on the button with the Jack 8 suited. They'll go for the open. Pads folds to small. Proud flop 3 bets to about 8 blinds, I would guess. Maybe a little bit less. 7.5 maybe. 9 blinds. Whoa, that's a big sizing, and that will take the pot down. Interesting stuff. I guess proud flop's just looking to get it all in pre-flop against Greatness's good holdings. So they just go for the big sizing and take it down pre. Ace 9 for Pads on the button will raise to 3 blinds, which is interesting, and they take it down pre-flop. So we got 6K, 5,900 basically for the first player to leave, 7,400 for the next player. So what is that like? I can't do math right now. 1 grand and a little bit. 1.5 grand? 1,500 if we get a ladder. Tom Fox is all in with the king 9. He's gonna need to smack a king or 9 or a king or a 10 come the river. Would the king give Pads of straight too? Pads had ace 10 and I was just swiftly stumbling over my words as we get a huge cooler here. Jack Jack, proud flop with the 10-10, ace king for Bowie effect. Greatness is thinking about a raise with queen 8 suited. There's the open. We could see some very interesting folds here. Pads plays 3-bet. Proud flop swiftly folds the 10s. There we go. The ace king I don't think folds. Question is what the fuck happens. Ace 9 suited for foul first. Will fold. 3-3 for Ivar and the big will fold. If Pads played called, we could have went like 6 ways to a flop. Get a 4-bet instead to 12 blinds. Now if I'm Pads, I rip it in because I think Greatness folded some of Bowie's outs. Raising with an ace or something like this, a suited ace. And then hopefully Bowie's got the ace king. Get a call and a 7-6-4 flop. Bowie's got the nut flush draw. Jack's still best. Bowie has 2 overcards. I think we just dunk it in and we get a call. Do we ever bet small, like 10%? Oh, we bet really small, 4 blinds. That's beautiful. Now his Pads just rip to make their play easy. No, they play call and we get a queen of diamonds on the turn. Very interesting stuff here. Now does Bowie get a free river? Pads doesn't lead, of course. The question is, does Bowie go for the jam or just check it back? Got 22 blinds behind. Foul first has 18. Nerd Guy has 19. Yuya has 15. Wow, these 22 blinds are pretty important. We check it back and a king of hearts comes the river. So Pad saved himself 22 blinds. As he can just check fold now. Does Bowie rip is the question. They might bet really small again. I'll see what Bowie does with 22 blinds, 36 in the middle. Betting really small seems stupid, doesn't it? They just bet pretty well all in 21 blinds, leaving themselves with a 1 behind. Hopefully Pads can find the fold. That's a pretty bad river. They beat Ace Jack of spades, Ace 10 of spades, Ace 5 of spades. Obviously they lose to any Ace King. Pads deep in the tank. Let go of your jacks. Oh, I feel like a call is coming in though. Nice fold by Pads. Nicely done. Pads thought it through and says, no, I just gotta fold it and move along. Beautiful play by Pads with the jacks. Yuya with a couple of queens. Proud flop with those 10s folded so swiftly. That was beautiful too. Yuya gets the raise through pre with the queens. Greatness with oh no. With jack shit. Gonna look stupid folding AA on the replay. Well, he folded jacks. But he's trying to get information. He's trying to get info. Proud flop with the queen 10. Oh, Pads is playing such a next level game with that comment. I can't stop staring at it as Proud Flop gets the raise through with queen 10. Gonna look stupid folding AA on the replay. It rhymes. It's a beautiful poetic line. But with that being said, he folded jacks. He's trying to get Bowie effect to say, whoa, I jammed. ace king, so pads can know that he folded correctly with the jacks. But Bowie's silent. He doesn't. Maybe he just knows pads is playing like this next level mind game, because aces would have called come that river. So Bowie's like, there's no way you folded aces. So what are you trying to get at, pads? What a beautiful mind game by pads and a beautiful response or non-response by Bowie. As we get greatness with the top two pairs on an ace 10-9 flop, Ivar picks up a straight draw come the turn, and greatness leads out 2 blinds, almost 3. Ivar is looking for a 6 or a jack. That's well, the diamond wouldn't matter as greatness has 2 pairs. Not a diamond draw. And Ivar just lays it down. King queen for Bowie. If I think pads was telling the truth, I'm going for the open here with king queen O. It's like pads is going to be folding too much if they're folding aces, but they're not folding aces, we know that. Whoa, this mind game by pads has put me in a pickle. I don't even know how to commentate anymore. What do we like? Pads folded jakes, and he says he folds aces, and no response. But it's got me in a pickle. 10-8 limps it in. Very interesting. Proud flop with 7-5 suited will raise it on up to 3.5 blinds, and pads swiftly folds. So we got 7,400 locked up. Next player to bust will guarantee the table 9,700. That's a nice payday. 2,300 ladder there. Ladders are starting to matter. 1K buy-in. We got 50 grand up top. King 10 for pads will raise from the button. Bowie defends the big with an ace and a 4. We get a queen 9-7 flop, goes check, bet. Maybe a call if it's small. 2.2 blinds. Bowie's in a weird spot here. They just swiftly fold. 9-10 for pads in the cutoff. Val first with an ace in the big. It'd be beautiful to see a 3-bet from them, but I would be surprised to see a fold as they're still ahead of Nerd Guy and Yuya. They do just swiftly fold. Ace 3 for Nerd Guy, ace 10 for Yuya. Nerd Guy folds. Yuya does go for the open, being tied for last place. Ivar in the big will lay down queen 9. Yuya gets one through. Ace king suited for Nerd Guy. That's a strong holding. Foul first with the queen jack suited. Bowie effect was 6-4 suited. From the cutoff could go for the open. Nope. We get a jam from the queen jack. Ace king quickly calls, and a queen jack 8 flop. That's good news. We're just sweating a 10. Nerd Guy down to half a blind. Foul first up to 28, and Nerd Guy with jack 4 is pretty well dead. As we see, Yuya has a couple of queens in the big. Pads goes for the open with the ace 6-0. Ivar might call with ace 10. And then if I'm Yuya, I just rip in my queen and go from there. Ivar plays call. It would be cool to see a call from Yuya, but I don't think it's going to happen. All in from the queens. And Ivar should get out of the way here. Always thinking of a call, though. He does find the call with the ace 10. Flopping a straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Hearts come on the turn, but they don't get there come the river. Huge pot goes Yuya's way. Ivar with 32 blinds, Yuya with 35, and we gotta skip ahead a little bit. There we go, there's some cards. Pads with the 9-7 suited, waiting patiently in the bag. Jack 2 for Yuya. We'll just find the fold. King 5 for greatness in the small. Limps it on in. Pads might raise or check. Just check it back. They raise it on up and greatness folds. A 3-bet would be cool though. What do we bet? Like 9 blinds? 10.5. Greatness goes for a 3-bet. What do we do, Pads? What do we do? What do we do? We didn't want to see this. Pads plays call. Jack 5 4 flop. We're deep in the weeds here, folks. Greatness with 21 blinds. Might bet like 2.1. Maybe a little bit bigger, like 4. 4.5. Small bet. Pads with the backdoor straight draws. Backdoor no flush draw. Probably just gonna fold. Whoa, he goes for this min raise on the flop? Whoa, wee wah. And does greatness fold King 5 now? All in from the King 5, and Pad swiftly folds. What a play from greatness. And then they get rewarded with an ace and a queen. Bowie with an ace and a queen as well. Roll raise under the gun. What a play by greatness with the King 5. Not afraid of Pads at all. The ace queen might go for a 3-bet and take it down pretty. That'd be cool. Gotta say, I like what I've seen from greatness so far. King Jack for proud flop and the big might come along as greatness plays call. 8-4-3 flop. This is interesting shit. Ace queen versus ace queen. Nobody has a pair, obviously. Nobody has a backdoor flush draw. Nobody has a backdoor. Oh, they do have a little backdoor straight draw to the 5-2. Bowie checks it on over. I want to see greatness steal this pot somehow. A little flop bet wouldn't get the job done, so they go for a check ski. 7 of diamonds on the turn. I have a feeling this one just checks down and we chop it up. No real reason for anybody to throw in any bets. Deuce on the river. If Bowie steals it, that'd be cool too, but again, there's no real reason to throw in a bet ski here. We just check it down and we chop it up. Aces for Ivar. A7 for Pads on the button. Could get interesting. No 3-bet from Pads. Proud flop with the ace 4 in the small. Another spot where there could be a 3-bet. Bowie with a Jack 10 in the big. Is suited. We at least play call. 9-5-2 flop. No spades for Bowie. 3 in a row, 2 overcards. Ivar, if they bet small, Bowie might call 1.6 blinds into 5.4, and Bowie just folds. 9 and a 9 for Yuya will raise. Pads with a 7 and a 7. We see proud flop folding a 7. That's bad news for Pads, but they play call anyhow. Foul first with the queen 3 in the big. 8-6-2 flop. Bad news for Pads is they might throw in a little bet ski. 1.6 blinds. Yuya could go for the check raise. They just play call though. Jack of hearts on the turn. Brings in a flush draw for nobody. We get a free 6 on the river. Yuya sizes up a 2.5 blind bet. And Pads might find the call here. Pads is a thinker though. They go in the thinking tank a little bit. And they find the call. Bad news for Pads. 8-8 for Yuya. We'll raise again. 7-7 for Foul First this time. Didn't see any 7s folded, so Foul First has 2 outs. Then straight potentials, flush potentials. Only the spades would work for him. They just find the fold from the small blind. Nicely done. 8-8 for Ivar. 7-7 for Pads. Oh no, this is just not good news for Pads. Unless they can raise and take it down pre somehow. Does Ivar ever fold 8s in the small? Pads goes for the open 2.2 blinds. I don't think Ivar folds 8s, but do they really want to play call? They might 3-bet. What do we do with our 8s here? Ivar thinking things through. Both the 8s have been folded as Yuya will let go 8-4. We get a king 6-4 flop. All hearts. This will go check. Maybe check. If Pads bets, do they take the pot down? I don't know. We're going to find out shortly. Flop goes check, check, king on the turn. Ivar thinking things through. Might go for a little protection bet. Pads might play call. We get a half pot size. 3 blinds into about 6.3. Pads calls. Deuce of hearts on the river. Now it'd be really cool to see Pads turn their hand into a bluff. But I think it just goes check, check. Ivar deep in the tank. We'll find the check. And Pads checks. Ivar will take the pot. Blinds go up. Checked and suited for proud flop. And would you look at that? Pads is down to 44 blinds. Still barely in first place. But there's proud flop with 43.5. Ivar with 32. Yuya with 35. Greatness with 43. Bowie effect with 38. And Foul First isn't too far behind with 21 blinds. So it's pretty well anybody's game now, as it started off Pads with the big ass stack. But then we just saw they got dealt a couple bullshit holdings. Pocket pairs, and then their opponent had a few stronger pocket pairs. Bowie effect with the ace and the 9. It's suited and booted. We'll raise from early position. Jack, or that's a 6 and an 8 for Pads in the big. We'll just let it go. Bowie effect gets one through. Queen and a Jack, the next holding for them under the gun. We'll just let it go. King 10 for greatness on the button. Looks like an open. Foul First with Queen 7 is thinking it through, but probably gonna let this one go. Of course they do. 8-10 for proud flop. 4-4 for Pads. Pads folds the small. And proud flop calls the big. We get a Jack 9-9 flop. Both players with straight draws. Proud flop looking for a 7. A queen would be dirty as both players would make a straight. Paired board. Very interesting stuff. Get a free 10 on the turn. Proud flop thinking about a lead. They just check it over instead. Greatness checks it back. 7 on the river, so proud flop makes it straight. And Greatness says, oh, I'm sure proud of myself for not betting on the flop nor turn. Didn't bloat the pot. Only gonna lose my raise pre-flop. As proud flop checks it on over. Greatness will check it back and lose nothing.
right? Or do we bet and try to get called by a 7? We do bet super small and try to get called by a 7. It's obviously not going to work. Proud flop goes for the check raise to 7 blinds. And hopefully greatness finds the fold. But a 3 bet on the river? Could you imagine? Wouldn't that be one hell of a play? You block king queen, you block 10-9, 10-10. Go for the 3 bet, greatness. It's in ya. Don't play call whatever you do. Ah, they find the call. One little slip up by greatness, and that's a big pot going proud flops away. Foul first with the ace 10. Nope, that's an ace and a 5, sorry. Holy shit, my eyes aren't working right now. Yu-Yo with a queen and a 10. We'll fold. Ace 9 for pads. We'll let that one go. Foul first. Might get this through pre with jack 9 in the big for Bowie. Bowie thinking about it. Does play call. Flops a freaking straight. Foul first with a straight draw to the jack. King queen 10. No flush draw out there. Foul first might bet small. 1.35 blinds into 5.4. Bowie plays call. Deuce on the turn. Bowie checks. Foul first checks. And we're off to the river. Right? Eight blinds in the middle. Foul first with 17 behind. Checks it back. Makes top pair. So Bowie's like, well, I got the nuts still. Had the second nuts on the flop, I suppose. But in the end, Bowie can't lose. They're thinking about a bet here. 6 blinds to go. And foul first can probably just find the fold. Even though they make the toppest of pairs. Nice fold by foul first. Jack 9 for pads. Is suited and booted. We'll raise. And take it down pre. Ace king for Bowie. Jack 10 for greatness. Not much happening here. We'll get a raise and take it down pre by the ace and the king. King 8 for proud flop. We'll see if they open it up. Not much doing for anybody else. Bowie effect with the 3 and the 4. The same suit from the cutoff. Dippity doo. Dippity doo. Proud flop does go for the open and they'll take it down pre. Ace 5 for Ivar on the button. Again, not much doing here. Greatness with the queen and the 4. The same suit in the big. Might let it go pre. Oh, how boring. Hurry on up. We find the call. Ace 10 2 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Ace 2 suited for Bowie. From early position, we'll go for the open. King 9 for pads in the big. A 3-bet would be cool with a king in the 9. Pad says no, we'll just fold and let Bowie have the blinds and antes. Ace queen for Ivar. Proud flop in the big with a king and a 6. Won't defend. Might 3-bet. Oh, he does call. Excuse me. Ace 7 4. Excuse me. Hiccups. And burping at the same time is uncomfortable. Ivar bets 2 blinds and takes down the pot. Boppity boo. Ooh, greatness has a jack and a jack. You got a couple of 4s. Ace 3 for Bowie. Ace 8 for pads. Get a raise from the jakes. Pads folds. Bowie might defend the big. With a 3-bet. Do it. Nah, they play call. King 10 9 flop. Greatness with the straight draw to the queen. Bowie with the backdoor flush draw. Backdoor straight draw. Sees a small bet. Check raise, check raise. I don't know why, but it feels like it's coming in. Bowie goes in the tank. There's the check raise to 8.5 blinds. With the ace 3-0. We get a call from the jakes. 8 on the turn. So greatness picks up some more straight outs to the 7, but the jacks are still best. It's just they might face some more heat. Bowie slows down. Greatness bets 6 blinds and about 22.5 and takes it down. King queen for Ivar. Ace 10 for greatness. Ivar raises under the gun. Greatness 3 bets. And likely takes it down pre. It is a small 3-bet, so Ivar could play call, I suppose. 3.75 to call into a pot of about 13, 14 almost. Ivar in the tank. Goes for the 4-bet. To 10.5 blinds. What a beautiful play. And greatness swiftly folds. Ace 8 for proud flop will go for the open. And Ivar in the big with 8-5 suited might defend. Queen for 2 flop. No diamonds for Ivar. No pair for proud flop, but the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. And the ace high still best. Proud flop bets real small and takes the pot down. Blinds go up. So the biggest stack is Ivar with 35.5 blinds. They lose half a blind in the small. 8-8 for greatness with 30 will open and take it down pre. Pads with 34 blinds, pretty well tied with Ivar. Greatness is right there with 34 blinds too. Falfers with an ace and a 6 don't rip it in. Yuya's got a couple of 10s. They could go for the min open, I suppose. They do effectively rip with the ace 6-0. Bad timing by Falfers. A little bit of a misstep here. They're going to need to smack an ace. 10-10 for Yuya. We'll get it all in. And Falfers says, oh fuck. And calls with their 28%, looking for a 7 or an ace. We don't get that. Yuya's 10s hold up. Now Yuya's in first. Oh, sorry, I missed Proud Flop's stack of 43 blinds. They're in first place. But the other 5 players are all chilling around 30 blinds. Jack 9 suited for Bowie will go for the open. And take it down pre. So many players? We got 6 players left. We locked up 12. Almost 13 grand. Next ladder will be for about 4.5. Nope, just kidding. It'll be for exactly 4. So nothing to write home to mom about yet. But 16 grand, almost 17 grand is a nice payday. 17x your money. Yuya with a couple of 7s. Proud Flop with a couple of 7s as well. 5-8 for Bowie effect. Bowie folds. Proud Flop calls from the small 8-3-3 flop. We'll see a check and a bet and a call and we're after the turn. Does Yuya ever check back the 7s? Not this time. They bet 3 blinds. Proud Flop isn't too happy about calling, playing out of position here, but I think they have to call for 1. King on the turn. So if Yuya bets again, I think they can buy the pot. Otherwise, we'll just check it on over. We'll check it back. Proud Flop checks. Yuya checks. We're off to the river. Deuce of diamonds, and we just check it down. Now, if Proud Flop leads, that would be interesting. Bet real small, like 3 blinds. Do it. Do it now. Nope, they check. Yuya will check. And we chop it up. 10-10 for Yuya. Opens under the gun. Greatness with an ace and a 9 of the same suit. 1 seat over. Another 3 bet by Greatness. Just poor timing, unfortunately. Yuya wakes up with a nice hand. The Ivar 3 bet against, Greatness's 3 bet against Ivar with the King Queen O was nice, but then Ivar found the 4 bet. We get a Jack 9 8 flop. Greatness might bet small here. They just say no, we're off to the turn and we'll smack an ace. Yuya still has straight outs to the 7 or Queen. Greatness with 2 pairs. 2 pairs is good. Kind of want to see Greatness win this pot. They bet 5 blinds. So we're just sweating 7s and queens. Yuya says the bet's small. But I know you're just trying to juice me. He finds the fold. Ace 4 suited for Greatness will raise under the gun. Being in second place position with 40 blinds. Bowie with a couple of 6s is thinking about a call. They'll just find the fold. And Greatness's raise gets through pre. So what an interesting final table. We started off with pads with the big stack. Slowly but surely those chips have been dispensed amongst the other folks. You just got 29 blinds. Greatness with 44. Proud Flop with 44. Bowie's got 30. Ivar with 32. And pads is in trouble here. 8-10 suited. Well, generally their position, they're in trouble as they've got 31 blinds. They might get a walk here. Greatness might go for a raise with 5-10 suited. There's the raise to 3.5 blinds. Something tells me pads calls and finds a way to lose the pot, and it's just going to be Greatness flopping the bottom pair of 5s. This is going to be best for the time being. Pad's still looking for an 8, some backdoor clubs or backdoor straight draw. Greatness checks. Pads bets 3.1 blinds. Does Greatness find the hero call? They do. 6 on the turn. So Pads is looking for a 4 or a 9. An 8 again works as well. If Pads bets, they might get the pair of 5s to fold. If Greatness finds the hero call, then they're just doing amazing. No, Pads finds a way to steal the pot. Good shit for Pads. They're up to 49 or 39 blind, sorry. Back in second place position where they belong. Maybe they belong to be in first. But you know what I mean. They're back in a very comfortable seat. Nope, that's not true. Nobody's got a comfortable seat. As we see, King 8 suited go for a 3-bet, King Queen suited for Bowie. Unfortunate timing for Pads with a 3-bet. Bowie might play call. Might 4-bet as well. They 4-bet all in and they'll take it down pretty. Ace King for Greatness. Pads with an ace and a 3. Greatness goes to the open. Pads goes for a small 3-bet, 5.8 blinds. This is unfortunate timing once again. It'll fold back around to Greatness, who will rip it all in and take it down. There's the jam, and Greatness takes it down. Pads is down to 27 blinds in last place. Ace 4 suited for Pads. Don't do anything too stark. They go for a small bet. Ace ace for Bowie. Bowie goes for a 3-bet. Pads is getting a little bit of punishment here. I think it's just the deck's fucking with him. Bowie 3-bets to 6.5 blinds. Pads could 4-bet rip. Oh no. Oh no, the deck just fucked him. There's the jam. Oh no, he's gonna need some spades or some... He's getting it in with 13%. This is horrific. Put some jacks out there. Put a king out there. No, dealer. We're losing Pads, and just like that, Pads gets 6th place coming in here with the big stack. Oh no, the deck was so rude. Ace Jack for Ivar will limp it in. Yuya checks back to 5-4. We get a King 6-5 flop. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw for Ivar. Bottom pair for Yuya. Sees a 1 blind bet. They'll be off to the turn. Get a 4 of diamonds. Interesting card as Yuya makes 2 pairs. Ivar picks up the nut flush draw. Blocking the ace high flush. There's potentials for straight flushes out there. Ivar bets 2.5 blinds. We get an 8 on the river. So if Ivar goes bombs away, can they get the 5-4 to fold? It's interesting. I don't know. They bet too small, unfortunately. 2.5 blinds. And the 5-4 just swiftly hits the muck. So Ivar's little bluff gets through, and now Proudflop's got an ace and a queen. We'll go for the open. Ivar with 36 blinds folds. Yuya with the ace king in the small. Well, 3-bet. I don't know if we 3-bet all in or not. There's the all in 3-bet. And Proudflop probably calls. Looking for a queen. If Proudflop folds, this will be a nice hand by them. They're deep in the tank, and they do lay it down. Nicely done by Proudflop. What a play. King Jack for Bowie. What a play by Proudflop. To fold the ace queen, 5-handed. Ace 10 for Ivar. They'll open it on up. Bowie with the queen jack suited in the big. With the big 67 blind stack, they'll play call, I think. They could 3-bet as well. They just land on the call option. 9-6-6 flop goes check. Goes check. Goes check. Bowie leads for 3.7 blinds. The backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, 2 overcards. Ivar with 2 overs, backdoor nut flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Oh, lots going on here. Do get a call from the ace high. Deuce on the turn, so Bowie might give up. What do we do, Bowie? What do we do? There's 12.5 blinds in the middle, and we're not winning unless we smack a queen or a jack. Bowie checks it on over. Ivar in the tank. Checks it back, and a jack on the river. Good news for Bowie, of course. The 12 blinds will slide their way. Bowie bets for blinds. Ivar finds the fold. There is still some flush draws and straight draws that miss. So maybe we call with ace high. It's a very small bet. 4 blinds into 12.5 plus all the bets would be 4 into 20. Very, very cheap price. Very cheap. Bowie thinking things through deeply. No, that's not Bowie. That's... Who the fuck is that? Ivar. How did I forget who it was? East king for Yuya will open proud flop with an ace and a jack. Ace jack finds the call. Get a queen 10-6 flop. Both players with straight draws. The flop goes check check, 6 on the turn. Pairs the board. Yuya with the straight draw to the jack, the 2 overs. Ace king still best, and he bets real large. We get a call from proud flop, ace on the river. Bad news for proud flop. I don't know if Yuya jams, but I might feel inclined to pay off a bet come the river. Yuya bets real small. Proud flop will find the call. King queen for Ivar. 8-3 for Yuya. Limp pot. Ivar checks it back. 9-6-3 flop. No clubs for Yuya. 2 overs for Ivar. Bottom pair for Yuya. Backdoor straight draws. Yuya bets a blind. Ivar finds the call. I think 20 blinds. Proud flop sitting there with 22. We could always just fold and preserve our chips. But the king queen does find the call. 10 on the turn. We had 10 on the river for free. Yuya checks. Or sorry, Ivar checks to Yuya. And then Yuya checks back the bottom pair. And takes a small pot. Ace 3 for proud flop. Greatness with a couple of 7s in the big. Do we rip it in here? Just to protect our equity, do we play call? There's the all-in from the 7s. And proud flop will get out of the way. Queen 6 for Ivar. They're thinking things through. No, just kidding. Greatness with the ace and the 7 and the small will limp it on in. Could have went for a raise and took it down pre. Jack 4 gets a free flop and flops a little pair of 4s. Proud flop in positions. He's a 1 big blind bet. Greatness with the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draws. Picks up a straight draw to the 5 on the turn. Boppity boo, boppity boo. Greatness starts or turns. Sorry, greatness on the turn goes for a check ski. Proud flop sizing up a bet to protect. Something small like 2 blinds. He says no. We'll just go to the river for free. 2 of clubs. Goes check check. And Jack 4 wins a little pot. King Jack for proud flop. King 9 for Bowie. Get a limp and a raise and a call. Nope, it goes limp check. 8-6-2 flop. 2 clubs for Bowie. Backdoor straight draws to the 7-10, 7-5. Proud flop looking for a king or a jack, and we find the jack of clubs on the turn. Such a juicy card. As Bowie picks up a flush draw, and proud flop has a pair of jacks, the toppest of pairs. Bowie checks and we smack a king on the river. Bad news for Bowie, as they make the toppest of pairs now, as proud flop's got 2 pairs. Proud flop's going for a check raise. Bowie will size up a river value bet. Maybe close to 3 blinds. 2 blinds it is. And what size does proud flop go? Is it something like 9? 8.5? It's closer to 9. 8.9 in fact. And now Bowie says, what did I get myself into? Obviously the value bet on the river makes a lot of sense. It's just like, what's going to go for a bluff ski here like this? Some sort of ace 2 with a club? No. The king of clubs in Bowie's hand. He's like, well, I'm going to find the call on the river here and see the bad news. Queen jack for greatness. Ace queen for proud flop. 7-7 for Bowie, a couple strong. Starting holdings. Ace queen, sizing up a 3 bet, or maybe he's just going to play call. And proud flop says, let's go to the flop. Bowie says, I'll come along. Ivar in the big with a 10-5. Oh, we'll let that go. Surely Bowie plays call. Looking to smack a 7. We see an ace 10-2 flop. 2 hearts for greatness in the straight draw to the king. Proud flop with the toppest of pairs sees a 2 blind bet out of greatness. Continuing to tell the story. Bowie in the small. I think we just get out of the way even though we have a heart in our holding. Bowie does swiftly fold. Proud flop comes along to the turn. Deuces, diamonds. Greatness will slow down with the straight draw. No equity picked up on the deuce turn. No pair. No flush draw. Just looking for a king. Proud flop blitz small, 4.4 blinds. And they'll take the pot. Proud flop with a 7 and an 8. 7-5 for Bowie. Proud flop folds from the cutoff. Bowie folds the button. Ivar with the king 4 in the small. We'll limp it on in. Yuya in the big with the king 5-0. Could see a raise. They say no, we'll just go to the flop. Ace 9-8 goes. I don't know. What does Ivar do? No backdoor flush draw. No backdoor straight draw. King high bets a blind and takes the pot. There's only 2 blinds, but Ivar needs them. King 2 suited from the button. Ivar is looking at another playable holding, another spot. They're going to take it. Greatness in the big with the queen 5. We'll let it go, I think. Although a 3-bet would be fun. Oh, and they make it 4.5 blinds. What a play from Greatness. And it was real swift, too. Took him like no time to think this one through. Ivar just now in the tank. Thinking about a what? 4-bet or call? And they land on the call. We get an ace, queen, 4 flop. 1 spade for Ivar. Backdoor straight draws out his ass. Sees about a 15% pot bet. Greatness bets 1.5 blinds into 10. Ivar deep in the tank finds the call. 7 of spades, a juicy card as Ivar picks up the nut flush draw. Greatness still has the pair of queens, which is best. Ivar could smack a king or a spade or a bet. Some sort of bet here. I wonder if you bet like 2 blinds on the turn and jam river. What do we do, Ivar? They say let's go to the river for free. 10 of diamonds. What an interesting play by Greatness. They bet another 10% this time. 1.3 blinds. I was thinking about a bluff ski. I wonder what he can hero call. So there's some sort of what, like 5, 6 of spades, 5, 8 of spades maybe. 8, no. But we do see a raise from Ivar to 7 blinds. This is some beautiful poker. We are deep in the weeds. 7 blinds is the bet out of Ivar, leaving himself with a 5.8 behind. 5.7 blinds to call, and we get an all-in out of Greatness? Riddle me that one, Poker Stars. Why is Greatness all in? I don't know, but they're going to take down a huge pot. As Ivar surely folds the king high here. That's one hell of a read by Greatness. To take the pair of queens and just go all in with them. Now Greatness is up to 47 blinds, and I'm confused, but I'm impressed. Ace 10 versus King 10. Yu is on the button. Proud flop in the big blind. 9-9-3 flop. We got 2 hearts for proud flop. He's suited and booted. 2 overcards for Yuya. Backdoor straight draw. Has the 10 of diamonds, which is an interesting card. They go for a little bet ski. 1.3 blinds into 5.3. What a play out of Greatness as we get a 10 on the turn. What a juicy card as both players make top pairs. There's still so many draws out there. The heart draw. Queen Jack. 8-7's open-ended. Jack 8's open-ended. There's even like King Queen. We get a free river? Turn goes check check as we both make the toppest of pairs, and we see a 7 of clubs. So the flush draw misses. A lot of the straight draws miss. Jack 8 gets there and 8-6. Proud flop goes for a 5.5 blind bet, and Yuya quickly calls, and they should be pretty happy about losing the minimum there. In such a cooler setup situation. 8-10 for proud flop, we'll limp it in. Bowie with an ace in the big. We'll check it on back. We get a Jack 6-4 flop. Proud flop checks. Proud flop's got such an interesting name where you can't say proud or flop. You know, you gotta refer to them as proud flop. You just gotta say the whole name, whereas it's just like with Bowie, you can say Bowie. With Ivar, you don't have to say I am Ivar. With Yuya, you don't have to say 1216120001. You know what I mean. As we get a lead on the turn for 2 blinds for proud flop. Picking up the open-ended straight draw, and we get an ace high call from Bowie. And spades complete on the river. Queen 10 makes a straight. Proud flop gives up the bluff. And now Bowie thinks, do I try to bluff a pair of 6s or 4s off the pot? Maybe a 9 would fold. Bowie might throw in a bluff here with the best of it. And I doubt proud flop 2 bets the river. There's there's a big bluff out of Bowie. Make it about 10 blinds into 6.5. And they take it down. Swiftly move along. How did Ivar get so short? Did blinds go up, I suppose? Bowie jams the queen 3. We got a call from the king 5 and a queen 6-3 flop. Pretty well deads Ivar. They make a pair of kings on the river, but that doesn't matter. Ivar's Gonzo Alonso gets it in good. And now there are 4 players remaining. Bowie with the ace and the 10 on the button. We'll go for the open. Greatness in the big with a 2 and a 3 of the same suit will defend. Jack, Jack, 3 flop goes check. Now what does Bowie do? Backdoor straight draws. An overcard will bet a blind. Look to take the pot down, but Greatness will hang in there. Might even throw in a raise. Defend your pair of 3s. There's the raise, 4.5 blinds out of Greatness. Bowie says, whoa, well, I shouldn't have bet. Should have just checked back, and they say we'll play call 10 on the turn. Very fortunate card for Bowie, as there's 14 blinds in the middle, and Greatness should slow down. You should slow down, and they bet 9 blinds. I think Bowie plays call. So a little slip up here out of Greatness. They are picking their own size. It's just a very large size, you know. King of spades on the river. Unless Greatness completely turns her hand into a bluff, they are not winning this pot. 32 blinds will slide Bowie's way. Now the king is a good card for Bowie, you would think. Ace, queen, and queen 9 make a straight. 3-3 is still in Greatness's range. Any jack, king jack, jack 10, queen jack, all in from Greatness. This is beautiful stuff, and a quick fold from the ace 10. No slip up from Greatness at all. Just a beautiful bluff. And then they're gonna go for a big raise from the small blind with 3.5. Or sorry, they have 5-3 and they bet 3.5 blinds. Proud flop with an ace 6-0. Surely we can't let this go. We're off to a flop. Proud flop says with a 3 bet though. 8.5 blinds. What do you do now, Greatness? They play call. We get a king, queen, 7 flop. Both players completely miss. Both players with backdoor straight draws, I suppose. No spade for Greatness, so they don't got no flush draw potential. Just gonna be a check bet fold, except Proud flop checks it back, and we see the 3 of clubs on the turn. Uh-oh. 17 blinds in the middle. Proud flop might just check this one down. Although a big bet on the turn would put the pair of 3s in a pickle, and we see the 7 blind bet come in. 24 in the middle. 7 is the bet. 31 would be the total in the pot if Greatness calls. And they do find the call 9 on the river. Goes check, check, and Greatness takes another big pot. 31 blinds slide their way. We get a queen and a king for Yuya. They'll go for the open ace 10 for Bowie. Greatness is up to 73 blinds. Let's make sure we're recording. Hey there, OBS. Yeah, you're working. Good stuff. You're working? Yeah, the mic's working. Look at that right there. Anyways. King, queen for Yuya. Sees a 6-5-5 flop. Looks like it went check, check, 9 on the turn. There's a club, so Yuya picks up the flush draw, sees a free river, 4 of hearts. The board doesn't. The board sort of changes, I guess. 8-7 was already a straight, but 3-2 makes a straight as well. It was already paired, so the board doesn't change. Just another straight gets there. And we got ace high versus king high, but we will take the pot. King 7 for Bowie. Boppity boo. I don't know why I thought they were going to be in there. Proud flop with the Queen 10 will raise the button. King 4 defends the big for Yuya. We get a Jack 6 2 flop. 2 clubs for Yuya. He's got 4 of them. Proud flop has 3 in a row. Sees this almost like min check raise on the flop. Proud flop bets 1.1 blinds. Yuya makes it 2.9. Whoa. And 3 in a row finds the fold. Yuya's got a king and a jack. Greatness with a king and a 3. We see a limp. Potentially a raise. Potentially just a check. Those are 2 options that Greatness has. I think they're more inclined to raise. Put some pressure on this king jack. Greatness says no, we'll just go to the flop. 9, 5, 2. 2 diamonds. Greatness. Hopefully running hot here. Looking for another diamond. They'll actually just bet 2 blinds into 2.5 and take the pot. Yuya's out of there, and then they get an ace and a 10. Greatness with the ace queen in the small. Yuya raises from the button. And we're playing 23 blinds deep. Greatness might just rip this in here. And then Yuya says, what do I do? We're playing 4-handed. I got ace 10. Instead, we see a small 3-bet to 7 blinds. A non-all-in 3-bet. And Greatness just takes the pot down. Yuya was not in a pickle at all. Whoa. Skip back a little bit, but that wasn't too far. No, it wasn't. So Greatness goes for the open with the jack and the 6 on the button. Bowie in the big with the 5 and a 7. They do defend. We get a king 8 6 flop. Interesting shit. Bowie's got the open ender looking for a 9 or a 4. Greatness with that bottom pair of 6s. Bets half pot. Backdoor flush draw for him. Bowie in the tank. They play call and smack their straight on the turn. 9 of clubs. So Greatness is dead. They just got a pair of 6s. I don't know if we're going to turn our hand into a bluff or not. It's got some interesting properties. We block like Jack 10, Queen Jack, which might call with this diamonds. So Greatness chucks in a big 7 blind bet into a 10 big blind pot. Doesn't quite size up a river jam. Would have had to overbet to do that. We see the jam from Bowie, and they'll just take the pot down on the turn. Greatness with this 3 and a 6 from the cutoff will raise. Yuya in the big with an 8 and a 5 finds the fold, and we're moving along. Uh-oh, Yuya's in trouble here, I think. Yeah, we got a raise from Bowie on the button with ace 5. Yuya 3 bets to 10 blinds. Then the problem is Greatness in the big with a couple of jakes. We'll rip it all in. And Yuya says, oh fuck me. Oh fuck me. And then they call with the 6s. They're gonna need to smack a 6 or some spades or a 4. A 4 or a 9 would have done. Smacks a 4 on the river. Big cooler in Yuya's favor. Just like that, Greatness is down to 48 blinds. Bowie's in first place with 52. Then we got Proud Flop hanging out with 19 blinds. Not out of the game at all. Ace 9 suited in the small blind. 8-3 suited for Bowie. We get a limp pot. So we got 4 players, 22,000 locked up, 28,000, almost 29,000 for the next player. Or for the next ladder, sorry. So it would be about a, $7 grand ladder? Oh, that's a big number. The numbers are starting to add up in this 1K. Then after that, what is the number? About 9 grand? About a 9 grand ladder between 3rd and 2nd place. As we got an interesting little pot brewing here with the 5 on the turn. Queen 5 4 flop. Limp pot goes check, bet, call. We're off to the turn. 5 of diamonds. Not much doing for Bowie. What do we do? Let's go bombs away. Put The pressure on the short stack. 3.2 blinds is the bet and a quick fold from the ace high. Nice little steal there from Bowie with 8-3 suited. With no draw, you know. King 9 for greatness. It's suited and booted. We'll go for an open from the cutoff. Yuya defends the big. Ace Queen 10 flop. Goes check, bet. Yuya in the tank. And they fold a pair of aces on the flop. I'm going to back that up. Did I just see that? Yuya just folded a pair of aces on the ace. Queen 10 flop. No flush draw. No flush draw out there. King 9 for greatness takes the pot down. That was an interesting happening. 10-9 for Bowie on the button will raise. Yuya calls from the small with a couple of 4s. Queen Jack defends the big. King 7 flop. So that pair of aces fold on the flop. What's up with that? What's up with that? Queen Jack sees a 9 on the turn, picking up a straight draw to the 10. I'm confused by the fold still. Are we just trying to preserve chips to the maximum? And the pair of 9s fold on the turn here from Bowie? Everybody's just giving greatness so much respect right now. Ace 10 for Bowie. We'll go for the open on the cutoff. Looks like they'll just get it through pre. Jack 4 for proud flop in the big. So blinds go up. Proud flop is down to 12 blinds. Queen 10 for greatness will go for the open. Greatness is running the table. Ace 7 defends the big. We get an ace 4 flop. Flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along, I think. No, goes check, check. 8 on the turn, so Bowie makes a pair. A lot of ace-x would check back the flop, you know. Ace 4. What are we worried about seeing on the turn? A 5-3 or 2 isn't the best, but it's like whatever. And then we get a huge overbet by Bowie. 9 blinds into 5, and they take the pot down. Interesting happening there. 3-6 for Bowie. Yuya in the big with a jack and a 2. But that pair of aces fold. I'm still on the flop. Do we fold on the flop because we're very likely to be folding on the turn? There's no flush draw though. Why are we folding? Why do we gotta let the pair of aces go? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Ace 4 2 flop goes check, check, jack on the turn. Bowie with 8 high. Greatness with a couple of 7s. Bowie bets on the turn. 1.6 blinds. Jack of clubs. They pick up no equity. Just looking for an 8. Get a call out of greatness, which is good news for them. 3 on the river. 1-liner to a 5. Bowie surely can't just show down the 8 high here. We gotta go for a big betski. Although the 3's just not a great river. What were we ripping on the turn if we're here on the river now? Bowie says we'll still go for the big bet. 6 blinds and they'll take it down. 7s find the fold. Nice steal for Bowie. They're up to 50 blinds. They got a 6 and a 9 of the same suit. With the big stack, they'll go for the open. Yuya with a couple of jacks on the button. Ace 2 suited for greatness in the small. Probably gonna have an easy fold once the 3-bet comes in. 6-9 for Bowie. And they lay it down. Good stuff. Ace Jack will get a walk for Bowie. Queen 7 for Bowie. Yuya in the big with a 8 and a 9 and 33 blinds. Greatness with 36. Proud flop with 10. We get a limp pot. Ace Jack 10 flop. Yuya's open-ended to the queen or 7. Bowie's holding both those cards. As the backdoor flush draw. Leads on the flop for a blind. We get a call out of Yuya. 9 on the turn. So we got straight draws for Bowie, straight draws for Yuya. Yuya's got a pair of 9s, which is the best holding for the time being. No flush draw for Bowie, but they're going to continue to tell the story that they got king queen. They go for a big bet ski, and we get a call from the 8-9. 6 on the turn. What's the 8-9 calling for here? When the pair of aces folds for against greatness on the ace high board, obviously. I'm just confused. It's a great play by Yuya to make the call down with the pair of 9s here, but just confusion. Question marks are just spinning around through my noggin. Bowie with a king and a 10 will go for the open from the button. Greatness in the big with an 8 and a 10. They'll play call and flop a flush. Good news for them. The board's all locked up for them. Can Bowie win? Can he make a boat? No, he cannot make a boat. Does make a pair of 10s on the turn though. Picks up a straight draw to the jack. Greatness leads for a blind. 5 in the middle. Our pair of 10s could be good, so Bowie finds the call. 8 on the river. 1 liner to a jack. And Greatness has the flop flush. Oh, and my AirPods died. Are you gonna reconnect? Yeah, I hope you did. King 10 deep in the tank. This is a super small bet out of Greatness. We'll just generate a fold. 8-7 for Bowie on the from the cutoff. Will raise Yuya in on the button. Holy, I'm getting my terminology all mixed up. Queen 10 3 bets. Bowie, what do we do? I want to see a flop here. I don't know if Bowie does though. They didn't want to see a 3 bet. This 8-7 was a little bit near the bottom of our opening range. Bowie says, no problem. We'll just go to the flop anyhow. Queen 9-8 flop. Bowie with the bottom pair. Yuya with the toppest of pairs and the straight draw to the jack. No spades for either player. Yuya could give him a free turn, but probably won't. They are deep in the tank, and the longer they tank, the more likely I think they are to check, and they do find it. King of spades on the turn. But we might turn their hand into a bluff now. Would be interesting to see a half pot size bet come out of them. They say, no, we'll just go to the river for hopefully free. Yuya not likely to bet on the king turn. Can you imagine if he bets on the king turn? What are we doing, Yuya? Go for the check ski. It's either you just miles ahead of me or I don't know what's going on. Ace on the river. Bluff, Bowie. No, it doesn't make much sense if we're being honest. We might get the pair of queens to fold, but this will just go check, and 14 blinds slide Yuya's way. That does put them in first place. They get an ace and a king the next holding. 3-3 for proud flop. They might be all in. They could also just look for a better spot. They got 9 blinds. Stick it on in, proud flop. There you go. The slightest of favorites. Ace king come on the flop. Any 3 is dealer. No, we get a 6 on the river. Bowie with a queen and a 5. We're down to 3. Bowie on the button going for the raise. Greatness in the big with a queen and a 9. We get a queen jack 7 flop goes check bet call. Bowie could always check back with their really shit kicker. That would be cool to see. They could also go for a small bet ski. They do go for the check back on the flop. We get a deuce of clubs. Brings in a flush draw to the clubs for nobody. And there's all the straight draws out there. 10-8, 10-9, king 10, ace king as well, but that might have went for a bet on the flop. Some of these other straight draws might have went for a bet on the flop. So we're going to see some like what? Middling pairs from Bowie. Weak top pairs. So Greatness says, I go for some value on the turn. We get the 5 of clubs on the river, which completes the flush. Greatness deep in the tank here. Bowie with the 2 pairs. Like a pretty dirty river, right? Goes check. I think Bowie bets. Now what size would they bet? Something like 9, maybe a little bigger, like 11. 11 and a half. Final guess. $8.9. I was just wrong. Greatness goes in the tank. It would be cool to see a check raise bluff. Turn your top pair into a bluff somehow. That doesn't make much sense. They're probably just thinking about a call or fold. And if they do lay this down the top pair with the flush blocker, that would be quite impressive. They're really trying to. And they do lay it down. Nicely done by Greatness. Man, they're down to 30 blinds and they're in last place, but they've put on a great show. Bowie as well, doing a pretty damn good job. Gets lucky there on the river. And then Yuya is very interesting, and they got the big stack. We get a queen 9-8 flop. Yuya with the bottom pair. Hopefully, now that they got some chips, they'll just put their foot on the gas and they'll go for a little C bet and take the pot down. King Jack waiting in the big blind patiently. Bowie with the 4-7 suited. Thinking about a Limpsky. It'd be cool to see them go for a raising range and stick 4-7 suited in there. Nah, they just limp, sorry. King Jack raises to 3.5 blinds and Bowie is in a pickle. Very playable holding the 4-7 suited, but they didn't want to see the raise on the flop. So Bowie will just lay it down. And then we get ace-10 for Bowie, jack-jack for Yuya, ace-jack suited for Greatness. This is pretty annoying, hey? Jack-jack goes for a 3-bet from the small. Greatness in the big with 30 blinds. Do we just dunk it in? And then Bowie folds the ace-10. We do get a jam from Greatness. Ace-10 will fold. And Jack-Jack will call. We get not quite a flip here. We got straight draw to the queen for Greatness, which comes on the river. That's good news for him. Yuya played a damn strong game. They're still in it with 30 blinds. There was just a few interesting plays that I just didn't understand with the... It was the one. Sorry, there's one play by Yuya folding the toppest of pairs, which didn't make sense. Other than that, Yuya's played a strong game and they just get unlucky there. Ace-Jack versus a couple of jacks. I mean, it would have been a cooler for against Greatness, you know? If they lost with the Ace-Jack. Oh, a bunch of useless words as we get a king-queen for Bowie. Suited and booted, they'll raise from the button and take it down pretty. So we got Bowie on 29 blinds, Greatness with 52, Yuya with 21. They'll go for the open on the button with ace-8 suited and take it down. 10-10 for Bowie. We get a raise from Greatness from the button. Bowie thinking about a 3-bet. What size do we go? We got 27 blinds. They make it 6.5, so they go for the small size, and Greatness quickly folds their junk holding. Queen 10 for Bowie on the button. They'll raise. Greatness in the big with the king 7 will call. 9-6-3 flop goes check. Bowie with... Oh, no, it doesn't go check. Greatness leads with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, king high, and Bowie's got backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Whoa. get the ace of hearts on the turn, bringing in another non-existent flush draw. What's going to happen here? Bowie doesn't have a great reason to put in a bet other than to buy the pot, try to get king high to fold as we get a queen on the river. So Bowie will take down the 9 blinds in the middle. Greatness won't stick any more pennies in there. River goes check, check, and Bowie takes a nice little pot. Ace deuce for Yuya. They fold the button. It is offsuit. 21 blinds. I thought an open was coming in, but I suppose they just want to let the 2 big stacks go to war. Or the 2 bigger stacks. Queen 5 for Greatness will raise from the button. Bowie with a couple of ducks in the small. 9-9 for Yuya in the big. Bowie folds. If I'm Yuya, I 3-bet all in. They might find a smaller sizing here. That would be a very strong play as Greatness is going for a lot of opens. But Yuya does elect just to rip it in as well. King Queen for Bowie on the button. Suited and booted once again. 8-6 for Greatness in the big will defend. Jack 9's 2 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. We're moving along. Hurry up. Bowie bets 1.2 blinds into 4.9, which is interesting. Very small size. 8-5 will limp it in. 10-9 for Bowie in the big. Thinking about a raise. They land on the check option. We get a queen 10-6 flop. All spades. Neither player with a spade. Bowie with a pair of 10s. Greatness with backdoor straight draws. Gets a free queen of diamonds on the turn. That doesn't matter. I don't think Greatness puts any pennies in the middle, but it would be cool to see them start throwing in a Blefsky here with the 8 high. Bowie would be putting a pickle with the pair of 10s as the board pairs. There's still flop flushes, and then there's all these weird low cards that could just randomly go for bluffs. Greatness says, no, I'm just going to check. Very wise. They do use some time bank, giving Bowie the impression that there was at least a decision to be made over there in Greatness's shoes as Bowie bets a blind and takes the pot. 9-8 for Greatness will raise from the button. Queen 5 for Yuya defends the big and flop stop pair. Queen 7-4 flop all clubs. Greatness without a club. Backdoor straight draws. Bets a bit more than a blind. We get a king on the turn. Greatness in the tank says that's an overcard to the queen. I can try to get a 7 or a 4 to fold. They bet 4 blinds. Yuya should find the call at least once more, and they do. Good stuff from Yuya. 7 on the river goes check, check. And Yuya takes a 15 blind pot, and we're pretty well tied up 3 ways. Bowie with 37 blinds, 31 for Yuya, 33 for Greatness. King 10 Yuya limps it on in, flops top pair, 10-6-5 flop goes bet. Greatness with ace 3, got an overcard, backdoor straight draws, finds the call. Jack on the turn. Yuya bets again, and Greatness swiftly folds. Jack 10 for Yuya, raising on the button. Bowie in the big with an ace and a 2. We're thinking about a 3-bet here. Ace deuce suited. What do we make it? Like 8? 8 blinds? All in is the size, 37, and a Yuya has to fold. Ace 10 for Greatness will go for the open on the button. 9-8 for Yuya in the big will defend. King Jack 10 flop. Interesting, both players with a straight draw to the queen. Yuya also has a straight draw to the 7. Greatness has that pair of 10s. They go for a small bet ski. 1.5 blinds into almost 5. Yuya's thinking about a raise, I think. They land on the call option. We get a deuce on the turn. 2 flush draws out there. We get a free river. 5 of hearts completes the heart draw, of course. And then there's still the flop straights. Ace queen, queen 9, 9, nope, just queen 9, sorry. Don't know why I thought 9-8 was somehow a flop straight, just open-ended. Greatness goes in the tank and says my hand's probably best, but I don't know if I can get any value here. They bet 2 blinds, trying to get called by a worse 10. Ace 8 for Yuya in the small. Greatness in the big with a queen and a 9. Get a limp and a check and we're off to the flop. 6-5-3 goes check, check. We're off to the turn. Holy shit, these songs just suck. 7 of spades. Straight draw for Yuya. Straight draw for Greatness. Both players block the spade draw. Get a 5 on the river, so this is very boring as there's 2.4 blinds in the middle. We got ace high versus queen high. I think this one just checks down. This will just check down. And 2 blinds slide Yuya's way. Queen 2 for Greatness. Jack 2 for Bowie. Bowie gets a walk. Ace and a king for Greatness. 6-2 suited for Bowie in this small. Greatness raises from the button and takes it down pre. King 9 for Bowie. Raising from the button and taking it down. Doo-biddy-doo. Ace 7 limping in for Greatness. Bowie in the big with 7-3 suited. Bowie in the big with 7-3 suited makes it 3.5 blinds. Greatness with that ace is gonna at least hang in with a call, and they do find it. King 5 4 flop. Bowie with a straight draw to the 6. Greatness with that ace high. What do, Bowie? We check it back, a king on the turn. Very interesting happening here. Is Greatness with that with that ace high. He's going to be feeling a little bit more comfortable after king comes on the turn here, pairing the board. There's so many draws out there. Greatness says, I've got this 7 of hearts in my holding, which is probably a bad card to have. But you would have expected like 6-7 of hearts to bet on the flop. 8-7 of hearts. Just bet on the flop probably. 7-3, which is going for an interesting check back, will bet on the turn 2.3 blinds into 7.4. Get a call from the ace high. 8 of spades on the river. If I'm Bowie, I go blasting away. What's in the pot? 12? What do we make it? Do we overbet to like 15 or do we make it something like 10? 9.9? That's kind of a cool size. 8 blinds is the size out of Bowie. Well, we want. If I'm Greatness, I might be folding the ace high here. I'm certainly curious to see what Bowie's got, but... So we block the 6-7 of hearts. We block 7-8 of hearts. It's hard to find some bluffs, but like Queen Jack of hearts, Jack 10 of hearts. That might bet on the flop. So if I'm Greatness, I think I just ditch my hand. I could talk it out some more, but the more I think about it, this is just... Greatness finds the call. What a play by Greatness. They're on a whole nother level. They've got 47 blinds. Back in first place position right where they belong. We'll raise 9-7 on the button. Yuya in the big with an ace and a 2 will 3 bet. And take it down pre. 10-10 for Bowie. 8-7 for Greatness in the big. Get a raise on the button and a call in the big. Jack 5-6 flop goes check. Bet. Check bet raise. Check bet raise. Let's go. Nah, goes check check 8 on the turn. So Greatness with the open-ended straight draw makes pair. Bowie picks up a straight draw. 2. No, they don't. They do not have a straight draw to the 9, but the pair 10s is good still. Greatness looking for a 9, 8, 7, or 4. Got about 5 blinds in the middle. Bowie bets about half pot. And I think Greatness finds the call. Don't think they raise. No real reason to. There's a lot of draws out there, let me tell you. We smack a 4 on the river. Both flush draws miss. Greatness says, oh, it's a great river. Bowie says, that's not a great river. Don't you dare lead, Greatness. Don't you frickin' dare lead. Greatness checks and Bowie quickly checks, and Greatness will take the 10 blinds in the middle. So they get a little lucky there. 8-7 versus the pair of 10s, and they take the pot down. A7 for Yuya on the button will raise. We get a call from 3s from the small 9-8-5 flop. What's going on? Yuya checks back the flop. We get the Queen of Hearts. Yuya with that heart draw with the straight draw to this 6. They just go to the river for free and we get the 5 of diamonds. So Greatness with the pair of 3s, it holds on up. Yes, it does. Greatness leads for a blind. And Yuya folds the ace high. So pretty boring pot. Blinds go up. Queen 8 for Greatness on the button. Looks like a raise and take it down pre. 8-3 for Yuya in the biggest suited and booted, but I don't think a play. Yuya says, think otherwise, my friend. Jack 10-3 flop. 21 blinds behind for Yuya with the bottom pair. Backdoor straight draws. Greatness has a straight draw to the 9 and an overcard. No backdoor flush draw. They bet and take the pot down. King 6 for Bowie. Ace Queen for Yuya. Get a raise from the button. Yuya will probably jam from the small. 21 blinds in the middle. Or sorry, they will stick 21 blinds in the middle. 10-3 for Greatness will fold the big. And King 6 will hit the muck. I suppose Yuya can make it like 5.5 or something like this. Maybe even a little bit smaller, like 5 blinds. Go for a 3-bet non-all-in, but they just say, no, I'll make my life easy, and they rip and take it down. Queen 10 for Greatness might rip from the small blind. They do. Ace 3 for Bowie in the big with about 15 blinds. Thinking about a call. We see they have about 53%. They'll be the slightest of favorites, but this is pretty well a flip. Queen 10, spades or some straight draws for Greatness, potentially. Lots of good boards for Greatness with the Queen 10 of spades, and the Ace 3 does hit the muck. Queen versus Ace King. Are you serious, Poker Stars? Yuya in the big. Sees a raise from Greatness is 6-4 on the button. But I think we could go for a small 3-bet. Make it like 4 blinds from the small. That'd be so weird, eh? Leaving ourselves with 9, so Bowie rips. Yuya quickly jams. We get a Jack 9-8 flop. This is all good for Bowie. No ace or king. Get a 10 on the river, so Bowie makes a straight, and Yuya is down to 10 blinds. 8-6 for Yuya in the small. With those 10 blinds, finds the fold, and Greatness gets a walk with the 10 and the 6. King 10 for Yuya, thinking about a jam from the button. They stick in half their stack, and they take it down pre. King 4 for Bowie. Sees a raise from the Jack 3 from Greatness from the button. Yuya in the big with the 8-7-0. Greatness is being a bully. Jack 3-0. Raising the button disrespectfully. They do not give a fuck. King Jack for Bowie. 8 ace suited for Greatness in the big. Bowie raises the button. Sure would be cool to see Greatness go for a 3-bet here. Bowie gets to go to the flop. Jack 5-4. Top pair for Bowie. Greatness with the backdoor straight draws. Backdoor flush draw. 1 overcard 2. Bowie bets a blind. Greatness finds the call very swiftly. 9 on the turn. Bowie in the tank. With that topest of pairs, we're going to bet again, maybe 5 blinds. Bowie says, no, we're going to size up the river jam. Make it a very easy size. And they'll take the pot down. King 2 versus King... Nope, that's King 2 versus 4-2. There we go. And Greatness just folds the small. Bowie gets a walk with the King 2. Ace 7 will raise the button for Greatness. Ace 4 for Yuya in the big is thinking about a jam. About 10 blinds in total for Yuya. They do rip it in. Greatness will find the call. Get a queen, 9-5 flop. We're looking for a 4 or a 3, and we get a queen. So just like that, we lose another body. Yuya's gone in 3rd place. So there was just that one ace 4 holding that they folded to the straight draw from Greatness. And it's like, I don't think they would have won many pennies had they played call. And they're actually very likely to find the fold on the turn or river. So they might have actually just found a great fold on the flop there with the ace 4 if they've got that situation very clearly outlined in their noggin. Anyways, both players make a pair of 8s here. 2 pairs for now for Bowie. Greatness is completely dead. There's a lot of draws out there. Diamonds and spades. Ace 3, 3, 6, 6, 7, 6, 4, 6, 9, and then the 2 flush draws. Bowie goes for this big overbet. 6.8 blinds into 4.2. And Greatness is in the tank here with the pair of 8s. Nice fold as Bowie's got the 2 pairs. The board locked up and they take it down. 7-4 for Bowie sees a raise from the queen and the 3. We get a raise and a fold and no flop. King versus 6-2. Bowie will raise and take it down pre. Would be cool to see Greatness throw in a 3-bet here. Would not work out in their favor. Stick it in. There you go. They're sizing it up. Just kidding. They find the fold. Oh, and they're thinking about talking out a deal. Got 50k for the victor, 37.5 for 2nd place. So about a 12 grand heads up battle. They're thinking about cutting that number down a little bit. Greatness would probably scoop about, what, like 44? Something like that. 43 grand if they made a deal, I think. Then they would just get to play for the title and maybe $1,000 or something like this. Deal has been cancelled. They say, fuck it, we're gonna play cards. That's what we came here to see. Hurry up. Queen 6 for Bowie. Jack 2 for Greatness. This is actually going to be a lot of fun because these players have been playing both very strong games. And Bowie's got some chips to play with even though he's slightly behind. Queen 10-10 flop. Bowie with the toppest of pairs. Greatness with backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. That's a check raising hand. Bowie bets a blind. There's the check raised to 3 blinds. You love to see it. If I'm Bowie, I play call. Give him room to bluff. We get a 2 on the turn. Greatness might give it up. They do check. So Greatness is looking for a 2. They get a free 3 on the river. Oh, this 2.5 blind bet is a block bet. It's going to get paid off quickly by Bowie, who's thinking about raising. Greatness just says, I don't want you to raise anything more than what I've elected to put out there. And Bowie says, you know what? Fuck your bet. Fuck your little block bet. I'm going to make it 10 blinds to go. Greatness says, do you have Jack 9? Do you have king jack? Well, I blocked both those. I got a pair of twos. I'm going to find the call, and Bowie takes a big ass pot with a pair of queens. Nicely done by Bowie. Let's skip ahead. Ace 2 for greatness, 2-4 for Bowie. We get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. Queen 10-7. Goes check, check, king on the turn. Greatness might just be looking to show down the ace high. Bowie with 4 high says, I might need to throw in a bet here. Not on the turn anyhow. Greatness says, I might need to throw in a bet here. Not on the turn anyhow. Queen on the river. Bowie doesn't bet. Greatness doesn't bet. And the ace high takes a little pot. 9-5 versus 9-3. Get a limp and a raise and a call and no, a limp and a check. 7-6-2 flop. Bowie with a straight draw to the 8, the backdoor diamond draw. Greatness with an overcard. Backdoor straight draws. Sees a bet ski and I'll just swiftly fold. Jack 7 for greatness. King 5 for Bowie. Get a raise and a 3-bet. Do it, Bowie. Do it. Oh, they just call. So we're playing a very passive game here. Get a Jack 7. Or sorry, we get a King 10, 8 flop. Jack 7's for greatness. They bet 2.5 blinds. Bowie's got the toppest of pairs. Bowie calls, gets a very, very, very beautiful 5 on the turn. Greatness with a straight draw to the 9. Bowie with a 2 pairs top and bottom. Sees a pot-sized bet out of greatness. Now Bowie could jam to just avoid all the difficult situations on the river. There's so many draws out there, you never know which one's going to be good. You got 2 pairs. Your hand's likely to be best on the turn here. There's the jam. And they'll take the pot down. Jack 3 for Bowie. Queen 9 for greatness. Get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. Ace King 5 goes check, bet, call. 1 blind is the bet. Greatness with the backdoor straight draw. Queen high could be good. Feels weird, but I think you call for 1. There's a call. Ace on the turn. Bowie's thinking about another bluff. Stick it in, Bowie. 3 blinds to go. They say, no, we'll go to the river for free. 10 of hearts. So both players block the queen jack straight that is made on the river. Diamonds miss. Then there's some boats. Like, would Bowie check back ace king, or would they just bomb it? The queen high will take the pot with showdown. Ace 5 for greatness. Jack 6 for Bowie. Get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. Ah, fuck. Bowie's going for a raise this time. They're sizing it up anyhow. There it is, 3.5 blinds. Greatness could dunk it in here. It is a big raise, so maybe we go for a smaller 3-bet. But ace 5-0 doesn't like that necessarily, so I think we just rip. Greatness plays call. We get a king 7-5 flop. Very interesting. Bottom pair for greatness. Bowie with 3 in a row. No heart in their holding, but a big heart in their chest. The chest cavity. Just blood's pumping. Bowie checks it on over. We get a deuce on the turn. 7 blinds in the middle. Bowie bet something. 5.5 blinds. Just wanted to see what greatness would do here. Are we able to find the hero call with the pair of 5s? We got a diamond. We do find the call. King on the river. Beautiful card for greatness. I think this goes check, check, and greatness takes the pot. If Bowie blasts off, I think greatness finds the call with the king on the river. Nice give up by Bowie. Excuse me, no reason for a greatness to bet, and they just check and take the pot. 8s get a walk for greatness. Queen 4 limps it in. 10-3 for Bowie. Mm, 8-5-4 flop. Goes check. Bottom pair for greatness. Bowie with the backdoor straight draw. 3 to the diamonds. Sees a free queen on the turn. No real reason for them to bluff. They're probably just going to check fold, facing a bet on the turn here. If Bowie bluffs, they're in a real pickle as they've got no equity. Greatness bets a blind and quickly takes the pot. Queen 6 for Bowie. Thinking about an open. What do we do? Queen 6, oh, we limp it in. 8-2 for greatness, checks it back. 10-9-4 flop. Bowie with the overcard. Backdoor straight draws. Greatness with backdoor straight draws and a couple of undercards to the 10 and 9. Get another 9 on the turn. Oh, this is just excruciatingly boring. There's nothing's going on here. Queen high versus 8 high. Bowie's taking their time, put in a bet and take the pot down. No, we get a free 2 on the river. Greatness will take this little pot, providing they don't fold. And then we'll be swiftly moving along as they bet a blind. And if I'm Bowie, I think about a hero call with the queen high. But Bowie says, no. You play a little bit more reasonable. No hero calls with the queen high, you fool. Queen 7 for Bowie. Sees a limp and greatness. Has the 8 and the 10 and a jack for flop. Goes check, bet, call, and we're up to the turn. I suppose Bowie could go for a check raise. But they do play call. We get an ace on the turn. No heart for Bowie, but the queen high is still best. Free 6 of spades on the river, so the flush draw misses. The Broadway draw misses. Queen high still good for Bowie. King 7 for Bowie on the button. 8-10 for greatness in the big. We see a raise and a call and we're off to the flop. Queen jack 6 and we're off to the turn. Bowie could always bet a blind or something like this. There's greatness call with the straight draw to the 9. Facing the 1 blind bet they do, and they smack the straight on the turn with the 9 of hearts. Bowie still has the straight draw to the 10. They could always rep hearts if they come on the river. Blocking the nuts. Bowie goes for a big bet, overbet slightly. 6.8 blinds into 6.4. And if I'm greatness, I give Bowie all the room to bluff. We've got the second nuts. The board's wet as fuck. Greatness calls. We get the 4 clubs on the river. Is this a check all in bet from Bowie and then a snap call from greatness? If I'm Bowie, I'm just all in. I'm all in, dealer. Do we elect to bluff with 10s instead of kings? As Bowie does just show us, we'll elect to bluff with a 10 instead of a king. Nice give up by Bowie as they still got 32 blinds, 33, and 1 in the middle, 34. They got an ace and a 9. Greatness with a 7 and a 6 of the same suit will raise from the button to 2 blinds. Bowie sizing up a 3-bet, and then we'll get a call. The 3-bet is all in. We get a swift fold from greatness as the 3-bet is just way too large. 8-3 for Bowie. I think we can just find the fold, but some players do elect to play this hand. They limp it in. Bowie limps. Ace 7 for greatness will raise to 3.5 blinds and take it down 3. Queen 10 for 6-10. Greatness will raise with the 6 and the 10 on the button. Bowie in the big. I think we call. Yep. Jack 8-4 flop. Straight draw for Bowie to the 9. Greatness with backdoor straight draws. Bets quite large. 2.8 blinds into 4.3. Bowie's got a straight draw. We got a call. Deuce on the turn. So Bowie's still best with the queen high, but Greatness could put the... Oh, they don't. They give up. 8 of clubs on the river completes the flush. Greatness has the 6 of clubs and they're holding. And they could try to rip the 8 or the flush that just got there. Bowie's got queen high. Bowie checks. Be so cool to see a bet out of Greatness. Just one great play after another. I almost expect them to. Do we have to bet large? I think so. The queen high is going to fold to any bet, but I think we have to bet large. And Greatness checks. Oh no, 10 blinds slide Bowie's way. Jack 7 for Bowie, Jack 2 for Greatness. These coolers are just getting to Greatness, but they are holding on strong. Jack 2 sees a limp. Jack 2 sees a limp. Jack 2 sees a limp and checks it back. Jack 8 2 flop. Good stuff for Greatness. Top pair for Bowie. Top and bottom for Greatness with the backdoor flush draw. Bowie does have backdoor straight draws, and that 7 could always come for him as well. And they're thinking about talking out a deal again. As Greatness goes for the check raise, Bowie says, I've got top pair, buddy. What you playing at? Get a call and a 7 on the turn. The game's fucking over. Oh, it's a club. Never mind. Greatness can still smack a club or a 2. A 10 or a 9 probably slows the action down. What about a queen? Maybe. A queen might slow the action down. We'll see what's up. Bowie might also just try to get this all in on the turn again. They are in position, so they can't find calls. We get a 6 of hearts. This is over. 2 pairs, top and bottom versus top and third pair. 23 blinds behind. Greatness rips. If not, Bowie will stick it all in. Like, okay, so 5-4 makes a straight come the river. All in from the Jack 2. Snap call from Bowie. Game's over. Great game by Greatness. And even better game by Bowie. Holy shit. Where'd Bowie start this bad boy off at? 45 blinds. Ivar with the big stack. Pads with a huge stack. Ran like absolute shit. Greatness played a beautiful game. Yuya actually played a pretty damn good game. There's just that one little weird ace-4 fold, I think. Proud Flop was in there battling it out with the big stack. Hung out for quite a while. Wow. Foul first, Tom Fox Poker. Got to see some action from them. That was some good shit. Anyways, if you made it all the way through this bullshit, thanks for checking it out. Hopefully we'll see you in another video. Until then, adios amigos.